Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, what is going on, people? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing well. Like always, guys, if you are enjoying the streams, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help out. Make sure you hit the bell as well to not miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. If you haven't done so already, check out the Telegram link in the description. I share my trades there, posts, videos, watch lists for the week. So if you want to stay in the loop, make sure you go check that out. And if you are looking for a broker, I do have my affiliate link to IC Markets at the top of the chat. Feel free to check them out if you are looking for a broker and you want to use the link. But yeah, guys, welcome back to another stream. Scope TFX, what is up? Hope you are doing well. Good morning, Elmi. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Krishna, what is up? Yep, I hope I'm saying that correctly, Krishna. What is up? Welcome to the stream. Aussie dollar. Elmi will take a look, no problem. Miko, do you live trade? Yes, I do. Morning, Anus. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Already appreciate it. But yeah, we've been seeing an interesting market, very interesting market over the past 24, 48 hours. The market has been moving with a lot of momentum. Dollar pairs, yen pairs, even some other pairs as well, moving pretty swiftly. So looks like if we can get some nice pullbacks, I think there could be some really nice opportunities across the board. But I will start with Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar, I actually do like this one. I think I probably prefer ends the USD a little bit better, but I do like what I'm seeing. The market looks like it's breaking through a pretty substantial level on the daily chart, which is this big old level here at 0.65, and we could be seeing a bigger move to the higher end of this descending channel. Market has been pretty bearish for a while, as we can all see, probably seeing a push roughly around 665 potentially. But in the meantime, with this big break of structure, this big breakout, there could be some nice shorter term or medium term long opportunities if we can get some nice pullbacks for Aussie dollar. So essentially what I'm looking at is the retest of this high over here around 0.65100, we'll call it. If you can see a pullback into that area, I think that's a lovely place to pick up some long positions and look to drive that forward into that 0.66, potentially 0.665 as well, into this kind of territory over here. So yeah, across the board, I'm still favoring dollar weakness, but I would want to see some retracements, of course, so a little bit of dollar strength in the meantime to actually get some opportunities going. But yeah, Euro USD is still pretty bullish, Aussie dollar still pretty bullish, and the USD is still pretty bullish. Dollar CAD a little bit mixed, dollar Swiss very bearish, pound USD pretty bullish, and dollar yen was falling to the downside pretty aggressively as well. So yeah, kind of the overall sentiment for myself is pretty sure to follow that dollar weakness, but of course retracement is needed. Like I said, I do prefer the USD a little bit more if I can see a slightly bigger breakout with that one. But again, all in all, pretty much still the same idea. Lauder, what is up? I hope I'm saying that correctly. Lauder? Yeah. First time here, what is up? Welcome to the stream. EuroJPY, we'll take a look. No problem. Tuco, what is up? Are you on a losing streak currently? Has this happened before? How quickly are you expecting things to turn around? Yeah, I'm actually currently in a losing streak at the moment. And again, it's not my first time being a losing streak. Being a losing streak multiple times. And I still will be in the losing streak in the future, of course. Of course, you become better and maybe have less losing streaks. But, you know, trading is a probability game. So if you can have a winning streak, you have losing streaks. Unless you're having like a one-to-one risk to reward, then your losing streaks will be diminished because you'll have a higher win rate. But of course, the profit you make on your trades will be a bit less. But yeah, it's definitely not my first losing streak. Won't be my last either. And again, it depends how quickly the opportunities come around. Again, all I need is good three, 4 trades to be back in the green again. So it depends how quickly good trades come around and if they're successful or not. But it could take a couple of weeks, could take a month, it could take 2 months. It's up to the market essentially, and of course it's down to me and my performance as well. I have to make sure that I'm focused, making sure I'm taking the best trades possible, and not trying to get too swayed by the losing streak, because that is very, very easy to do. You know, a losing streak, and then you want to find the nearest win possible, so you're very eager to jump into another trade. And most of the time, that another trade you jump into is not really a good trade, and you just end up prolonging the losing streak. So that is definitely a very, very slippery slope to go down. So being focused whilst on the losing streak is very difficult, but it's essential, especially if you want to get out of the losing streak or out of drawdown as fast as possible. But again, with the risk to reward hitting 2.5, 3 Rs, a few of those, and you're back in the profit again, which of course is the best thing about risk to reward. But yeah, it's up to the market. I'm gonna let the market dictate how fast to get out of the losing streak, out of the drawdown. But yeah, it is also down to me. Of course, I need to make sure I'm focused, taking the best trades possible, not trying to rush into anything, which of course is the difficult part of trading. What's up, Krishna? Welcome. I already said welcome, Krishna. What is up? Yep, Cat Seed Chef. I will take a look. No problem. Whereabouts should you buy order? Candice, what is up? Hope you're well. Dollar Swiss will take a look. Joe Dutson, what is up? Hi. It's Miko, by the way, not Mike, but I appreciate it anyway. Joseph Dutson. Krishna Katsitchev broke the support level. Yeah, it did have a massive breakout. I'm interested where your buy order is. Andreas, what is up? Good morning. Hope you're well. Looking to short Aussie Swiss or pound CHF. Any thoughts? I do like pound CHF and Aussie Swiss, but they're kind of moving a little bit shaky at the moment. I'm still bearish overall on them. I will take a look at them in a bit more detail, but I'm not a fan of how they're moving at the moment. Let me take a look at Euro Yen first, since that was requested first. I'll take a look at Euro Yen, and then I'll go through CAD Swiss and Dollar Swiss as well. Okay, so yeah, Euro Yen's had a big decline over the past few days now, but again, everything is still very bullish across the time frames, monthly, weekly, daily, across the major time frames. Everything's still up, but we are kind of at the extremes here. So Euro Yen on the higher time frames is in a very strong area of supply, and we're likely to see some retracement. But of course, I'm not wanting to be the first person into the trade trying to call the tops. Going to be a very difficult thing to do, very slippery slope to go down through as well. So with Euro Yen, we are starting to form some lower lows and lower highs now. But again, for me, it's still a little bit too aggressive for me to jump into any trades. But it does still make sense. We are still, breaking support, holding resistance. We could see a retest of this level that we just broke through. What is that? 162.250, and possibly see some more continuations off the back of that. I wouldn't be surprised if Euro Yen goes through that. It looks like we're seeing possibly a bigger correction across the board for the yen pairs. Dollar yen's down, CAD yen's down, Aussie yen down. Of course, all the yen pairs have seen a lot of downside. So potentially could be that time where we see bigger corrections for the yen pairs. They kind of normally do at the same time, and we're kind of seeing that synchronicity across the board a little bit. But again, I can probably find some better higher probability trades out there. So I'm not really focused on Euro Yen at the moment, but Euro Yen here, if I had to trade it, I'll probably be looking for some short-term sell opportunities. Possibly we could be seeing a retest of this daily high here. We broke through pretty aggressively, haven't returned back to that same level there at 159.800. So I wouldn't be too surprised if you do see price come back and retest this level here. If I drag that across, there we go. Come back and retest that same level there as well. So there is some downside for Euro Yen, but definitely counter trend, definitely against the flow of things as well. So be careful with Euro Yen, but I would favor a bit more downside for this one as well. Okay, so CAD CHF, I will take a look. Hopefully that made sense with Euro Yen. Dollar Swiss, I'll take a look shortly after. Aussie Swiss, a lot of Swiss pairs, Aussie Swiss, pound Swiss. I have not taken any trades this week. Ketan. I haven't taken any trades this week. Rio, what is up? I will take a look at gold, no problemo. Gaming scenario, what is up? Miko, no one shares their trades like you do. I am sure that if I sneak into other people's trades who do not share their trades, most of them will have 10 times more losses than yours. Lol. Yeah, I mean, it's quite easy to fabricate your trading if you're not actually showing your trades and what you actually do on a day-to-day basis, because at the end of the day, that's kind of the closest insight anyone can see to your trading is the trades that you take from day-to-day basis, and of course the losers, the winners. And again, it's quite difficult to do as well, because you kind of you're seeing people's ups and downs. Well, of course, online on social media, you're seeing 90% ups and only the 10% downs. Some people occasionally go, okay, I took a loss here, but majority of their posts, their stories, their whatever's is obviously going to be about their winning trades, which does kind of, especially for new traders as well, kind of does build a bad picture about trading, because trading is not about win. Trading is about losing quite a lot and managing those losers, because anyone can place a winning trade, anyone can be in the right direction, but when you're not in the right direction, when you do take losses, how do you manage that? How do you stay on top of that? Do you protect your downside? Do you take breaks? Do you make sure you focus on quality setups? How do you manage losing streaks as well? These are all questions that every top trader, every veteran trader who's been trading for the past 20 years, they all kind of go through, and they all kind of are able to operate with that. So yeah, my hand on the table. So So yeah, losing streaks, winning streaks, all part of the game. And of course, it's not fun to go through a losing streak or through some drawdown, but it's all part of trading. Really, it's all part of trading. But yeah, let me go through some CHF pairs heavily requested. So yeah, CAD CHF, we had a massive breakout, or not really a massive breakout, but we have definitely cleared the low here. And with CAD CHF, I was pointing out this last week that yes, it's a very nice place to buy from, a huge level of support. So we could see a bounce from this level. However, let's not forget where the trend is. Let's not forget where the higher time frame momentum is. That's still very much with the bears. Still very much with the bears. We've been moving sideways for a while, but I wouldn't be surprised for a breakout low, and we've eventually had that. So that's why I'm not really a big fan of buying down here. I'd rather sell up there if I was going to play the range, but that's never really normally my type of trade anyway. But yeah, with CAD CHF breaking the range, it's going to be interesting to see what we do on the retest of the low. I don't know. Are these all-time lows for CAD CHF? Looks like it. Yeah, so I'm not really a fan of taking trades on the all-time lows or the all-time highs. Not for break and retest, not for continuations. I'd rather price was to actually break back inside the range now with CAD CHF. I'd rather price was to break back inside, use that support, and then take some buys to the upside. Just because these are all-time lows, so the prices we're trading at now, price has never really been at before, so I don't know how price is going to react. Are we going to continue moving south? Are we going to suddenly pull back up? You know, it's kind of very speculative now with CAD CHF creating new all-time lows. You know, these are significant prices. So with CAD CHF, I'd rather us break back inside the range and then come back for the retest. At least we've got a big fake out here, which will take out a lot of stop losses underneath here, underneath there if they're still floating around. And then potentially we could see some nice buys to the upside. But again, even with this buy opportunity, I wouldn't hold the trade too long because momentum and the trend is still very much with the bears as well. So, you know, possibly a move back to the high there and then be done for the day, or even less as well. But yeah, with CAD CHF, normally I would say, you know, the retest of this could be a nice little sell opportunity here. We still got a lot of momentum in the market. You know, we could just see another retest and a continuation, which obviously could happen. But because we are at the all-time lows, just had a big hiccup there, because we are at the all-time lows. It's just a very difficult price to short, for me anyway. I wouldn't want to be looking to short those prices. I want price to break back above the level 0.64649 and then look for some longs accordingly. So that's kind of my analysis for CAD CHF. But everything is still pretty bearish. You have to wait for price to break back inside the range anyway. Dollar Swiss, I actually do really like Dollar Swiss. I have this one on my watch list. I'm looking for price to come back into a very important low here at 0.876. But I do want to see a big pullback first. I want to see a big pullback into 0.895. This is kind of where I'm looking at to sell from. Will we see that pullback? I have no idea. It's a little bit aggressive. I'm asking a lot from Dollar Swiss, but I do have other dollar pairs which I don't really need to see such a big pullback. So it's fine either way. But Dollar Swiss, I'm looking at some more downside. We've had a really nice break of this low and this low here as well. So I want to see a nice pullback into this area here and some continuations. We're moving quite correctly right now as well. So there is a sign we might push up, but of course that will be up to Dollar Swiss. But in terms of my directional bias, in terms of my plan for USDCHF, is definitely looking to continue with the sells, but only if we do see a bigger correction into that area there. If not, Dollar Swiss could obviously just fall to the downside and just hit the level. If that's the case, not really my type of trade, but if you can see a bigger pullback, fantastic. And yeah, looking for a retest of that low there. We've got a lot of momentum present in the market as well, which is what I like to see. As we can see, some nice momentum here, nice momentum there as well. So bears look like they're really in charge right now. So if I can get some pullbacks into that level, that'd be fantastic. And then, yeah, expecting more downside. Excuse me. Yep, I will take a look at Aussie Swiss and Pound CHF as well. Gold too. No problem. Lauda, happy to help. Life in UK, how are you doing? Checking in. I'm doing good. Hope you are doing well too. Life in UK. Ash Oil will take a look as well. Morning AR, hope you are well. You have had a fantastic start to your week. I wanted to ask your view on pound USD. We'll take a look at pound USD. I'll go through some more dollar pairs whilst I'm at it as well. But yeah, we'll go over pound USD. They say if your mentor does not live trade with you, just leave him. Wow, that is that is quite harsh. I mean, yeah, potentially. I mean, it's again, it's up to the person, because of course not every mentor does trade live, but some, I don't know. It's up to the person who of course is gonna associate with that person at the end of the day. But of course you do want to see how the trader you're looking up to per se operates and trades. You want to kind of see their ups, see their downs, how they handle the situation, what their trading style is, how do they view the market, how do they take their trades, manage trades accordingly. So you can kind of see what potentially you could trade as such, and of course other skills and habits as well you can pick up along the way, other routines as well. So there's many little things here and there you can pick up along the way, not even just the trading style as well. But yeah, it's quite easy to fabricate success in the markets by not actually showing anything about the markets per se. But again, it's completely down to the person who wants to associate with that person. Oil, it may go for long, yeah, but we'll take a look at oil. FOMC today, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, very true, very true. I think I'll be covering a stream with Trader Nick and his team today of FOMC, but yep, there is FOMC today. The minutes though. Hows and lies, I feel you. Lows and highs. Okay. Yeah, it's tricky journey. Trading. It's a tricky journey because even in profitability, there's still bumps in the road. There's still hiccups. There's still curveballs. Many people have the kind of vision that once you're profitable, it's kind of just all rainbows, sunshine, unicorns, and flowers. But it's not that. You still have to stay focused. You still have to be on top of your game. And of course, in life in general, there's of course bumps on the road. It's not always just, okay, now I've achieved this. Now everything is just sunshine and rainbows. It's not like that. Of course, it's much better than being not profitable, of course, but it's still difficult. You still have to work your way out of drawdown. You still have to, maintain your discipline, maintain your risk management, and much more as well. But anyway, let me go through Aussie Swiss and Pound Swiss, and then I'll go to the dollar pairs and see what's going on with those guys. So yeah, Aussie Swiss is coming into a interesting area. We've got this long-standing bearish channel which we've been seeing in the market for quite a while. We do still have some key support. We've got the all-time lows down here for Aussie Swiss, which potentially on a longer term basis we could still head towards. But at the moment, I'm kind of just pausing right now. I am still definitely bearish for Aussie Swiss. We haven't taken out any major level of structure yet. We're still holding this big support level, time resistance. We came in again last week or the week before. So we're still holding very critical levels. However, the structure right now in the 4H time frame is a little bit chaotic. We've got a low down here. The market kind of broke some structure here on the left last week, or tried to at least anyway. And now we formed a higher low in reference to the low there, and now we just formed a higher high as well. So the market looks like it could be in a big correction to come down, or could be looking to change direction completely and start to head back to the upside. We do have, of course, the long-standing channel in our vicinity as well, but the market's not really respecting it that much at the moment. So while I'm waiting for Aussie CHF, just a bit more development. I want to see the market start giving me some lower lows and lower highs again, some nice bearish momentum, and then I'll be happy to start looking for some selling opportunities. At the moment, I'm not seeing either. I'm just seeing price kind of steadily move to the upside quite correctively, not much momentum. And I'm not really seeing much evidence that we're about to sell off to the downside. We could, but nothing that looks high probability. So with Aussie CHF, I want to see price start breaking lower, start breaking some lows again, and then I'll be happy to look to short and break and retest or something. And we've got some nice lows here to target down at 0.56200 at the moment. Have to stay patient because Aussie CHF is still very choppy. I would still say the market is still comfortably comfortably bearish, but yeah, I wouldn't jump to any sells. So I do like the sells for Aussie CHF, but need to wait for some further development. Pound CHF as well. I do like this one. I actually like this one more than Aussie CHF. However, again, we're kind of moving a little bit choppy in the full H, which I'll get to in a second. But you can see we do have this long standing level at 1.1-ish, 1.1. Huge level. Market's holding that as resistance. Of course, you do have this bearish channel here as well. So essentially what I'm looking for is pound CHF to hold this area and just roll back over down to the lows and possibly even further as well. So that's the plan for pound CHF. But at the moment, if I scale to the full H time frame, you can see we're kind of finding it really hard to break through this low here. We do have a bit of a range. We rejected the high twice, rejected the low twice. That's kind of the characteristics. That's kind of the definition of a range. Reject the high twice, reject the low twice. That kind of gives us a range to play with. So if we can see something like this, that'd be fantastic. Take the break and retest somewhere, and off the back of that, I'll be more than happy to look to short pound CHF. And we've got some nice lows there to target. So if I can get something like this for pound CHF, that'd be fantastic. Then I will start looking for some opportunities. But at the moment, we're still comfortably in that range. And potentially even could break higher as well. It's not guaranteed that we'll break lower, despite the confluences and the trend at play. Market can do anything at any moment. So yeah, with pound CHF, the bias is still bearish as well. We haven't broken through any major structure just yet. So I'm looking for us to drop lower, but until we start breaking through these lows, I can't do anything with pound CHF. I just have to wait and see what the next move is. But if we do break lower, then this is the move I'm interested in. Those are the shorts I'm interested in. But at the moment, there's nothing to be seen there. So hopefully that made sense with the CHF pairs. I'll take a look at oil and then I'll go through a bunch of dollar pairs. Surely gold as well. Pound Yen, I'll take a look as well. See you there, bro. Nice. I have seen you a couple times on Nick's channel and have been impressed by analysis. Cheers. Appreciate it, order. Pound NZD, Euro NZD, NAS 100. Okay, we'll take a look at those as well. Kelvin, what's up? Good morning. Late today, no problem, my friend, no problem. Okay, I'll take a look at gold and oil quickly. So with oil recently we've had a pretty steep correction. It does look like potentially, because we have come into a very big level on the weekly time frame for oil. So I do think it's time to see a big bounce for oil. I do think it's time. We're at a critical level here at 75.91. I do think we can see a big bounce here for oil to the upside, especially with the characteristics on the full H time frame. We had a massive sell-off on Thursday, and then quite swiftly after, we had a pretty swift recovery of that, kind of giving us a big V-shaped pattern here. Impulse down, followed by an impulse back up again. So I do think there's some upside to be had here with oil, especially taking into account the level we're trading in the higher time frames as well. I do think oil can see some nice upside. However, now is not a good time to buy because, again, structure is still bearish. We're still printing lower lows and lower highs. So we need to see the market actually shift in structure first, and then we can start looking for some buying opportunities. So if we can start breaking through the high here, that'd be fantastic. Look for some pullbacks. We'll probably be back above this level of support again. So that could be a nice place, nice time to look to retest and look for some buys. and possibly some upside for oil. Of course, I'll keep an eye on this area here as a take profit. As a critical low there, 82, could of course send us right back down again. So that would be a nice place for a take profit. But essentially for oil, we've come into a big level on the higher time frame. So I do anticipate a big bounce. Of course, the characteristics on the 4H kind of agree with that sentiment as well. But I do want to see us get back above this level here. Around 78. Let's break some structure whilst we're at it as well, and then some pullbacks and some longs after that make a lot of sense to me. So my bias kind of right now is still kind of with the bears overall, because we've seen a big turn of events for oil. But I'm looking at some short, medium-term buy opportunities for oil, and then we see what happens from there. You know, do we respect this area? Do we come back down, or do we just start breaking through and oil starts rising and it goes for a big reversal? You know, we'll decide that closer to the date. But right now, I do favor some buys back above 78, and a nice target around 82 looks like a place to take profits. Of course, you can take profits before that. Don't have to look to hold the trade all the way to that level, but yeah, that's good kind of 4H target to work with if you are looking for one. But yeah, oil, I am looking at some more upside. Okay, so where was I? I'll go through gold, and then I'll take a look at some other dollar pairs. Someone requested pound USD, I'm pretty sure, and we'll take a look at some others as well. So that's what I'm looking at. Oil. Where is gold? Okay, so yeah, gold, I have a bullish bias for gold. I was looking for the retest of this area for gold, but we kind of saw a bit of a fake out, so it didn't really give me a clear entry signal. Feel free to check out my trading view profile, by the way. I do post my watch list here as well. Link in the description to it. Where is gold? There we are. So with gold, I was looking for the retest of this area, 1975, for some buys. And price actually broke through the area, but it looks like it was a big fake out. Now price is back above the level. Again, with gold, the bias hasn't really changed. You know, we haven't really broken for any significant structure, so I'm still looking gold back to 2K or a little bit above 2K, 2008, 2009. Longer term, I'm looking at gold back to 2050, which is all the way up there as well. So my bias for gold, at least for the time being, unless anything crazy happens, is still looking for bias for gold, looking at taking gold higher. So if we can see a breaking test of that high there, I think on the lower time frames, that looks like a very nice trade opportunity. Or maybe like the hourly 30, 15-minute chart, trade that kind of range between 1992 and 2007. That to me looks like a nice range to take advantage of. But I didn't quite see the entry I was looking for with gold, so I wasn't able to get into any long opportunities. But again, the bias hasn't changed at all. We haven't broken through any significant structure. Market's still giving higher highs and higher lows. Daily's still looking good. We still respect the key area on the daily time frame. So my bias is still pretty bullish with gold, and looking for push into 2006 and beyond. Excuse me, my voice is a bit croaky today. So yeah, I'll start with pound USD and I'll go through some other pairs. I'll go through pound NZD, USD, and NAS as well. Pound yen, I haven't forgot about you either. So yeah, pound USD, pound USD still pushing up higher again. Wow, big jump there. Is dollar very weak, or is pound very strong, or is it a bit of both? Dollar isn't that weak per se. Excuse me. Okay, maybe it is. All excuse me. All dollar pairs are kind of pushing quite aggressively at the moment. But yeah, I mean, the direction for pound USD and the other dollar pairs are pretty clear in terms of the structure, the momentum. Everything is pointing to the upside for them. So essentially what I'm looking at for pound USD is a break and retest. This high, to be precise, 1.25. If I see a retest of that, we do have some nice trendline confluence as well. I'll be more than happy to look to participate in some longs. And as I was talking about on the weekend, my weekly analysis, looking at pushing to 1.26, that for me is the next major level. So with pound USD, we are seeing quite a lot of momentum right now. We could just fly to the upside and not necessarily retrace. Of course, there's always a possibility, but if we do retrace, then I am more than interested to take some longs. I would say that NZD/USD is actually my favorite dollar pair to trade at the moment. This one hasn't really broken out how I would like it to, but if it can see a bit more upside, then that will be valid for me. Then take some buys in the retest of that level. We've got some nice higher highs and higher lows at bay here. So if I can see another retest of this area of confluence, I do think we can get a nice reversal to the upside. Pound USD, something similar as well. At least this one's already had the breakout, so the retest is looking nice as well. Euro USD, something similar. If that one can pull back too, although this one's not too far off 1.1, which is a big level in the daily time frame. We're not too far away from. I'm expecting to see price eventually nest in that level, and maybe might go for a reversal or a bigger breakout. We'll see what happens later on, but Euro USD looking at something similar. Aussie dollar as well, which we already mentioned. Dollar CAD, this one's a little bit slow. I'm looking for dollar CAD to break through this area, catch the retest, and then sell off. We're starting to form some lower highs with USD CAD, but we haven't actually formed any broke any of these higher lows yet. So I need price to start actually breaking through the lows first before I consider shorting. So what I want to see is a nice bearish move, break through the low here, and then I'll be interested in a retest. At least at that point, we've got some bearish structure to trade with, to play with. So with dollar CAD, dollar Swiss, pound USD, Euro USD, Aussie dollar, NZD USD, all these dollar pairs, they all point to the same direction. Dollar yen as well. Dollar yen had a crazy move to the downside over the past day and a little bit. This has been very bearish. I was looking for the pullback into this level, but yeah, dollar Swiss just way too bearish for that. But essentially, that's what I'm targeting for the dollar pairs. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so I'll go through pound NZD, Euro NZD, NAS. I'll go through pound yen first because that was requested first. Okay, Euro CHF, I'll take a look as well. I have been following analysis. It's totally gained to my trading success. Hey, nice. Again, the goal with trading analysis is just keeping things simple. You know, the goal of analysis is to find out direction. You know, trading and analysis are two different things, which is why you have, you know, in a trading floor and even in a big bank, you have analysts and then you have the actual traders. And of course, the analysts help out the traders. But of course, when we're trading our own capital and trading for ourselves, we have to be the analyst and the trader. But I would say it's very important to when you're trading, you have a completely different thought process to when you're analyzing the market. Because when you're analyzing the market, you're looking for direction, you're looking for a scope, you're looking for a possible range or a possible target the market could look to fulfill. And then when you're actually trading, now it's about money management, risk management, you know, actually placing trades, execution, and being able to adapt and react to things. That's all trading is. Analyst is where you say, okay, if this happens, I think we might go there. If this happens, we might do that. We might go over here. This is what I think is most likely going to happen. So that's what analysts kind of like thinking out loud and kind of saying what most likely could happen. But when you're trading, you're saying, okay, you know, if it does go up, now I make money. If it does go down, now I lose money. So, you know, you got a different problem to deal with, because if you're wrong with your analysis, you know, no one loses out on anything. You just reanalyze the market and you go again. If you lose out on a trade, you know, you actually lose some actual money. Trading is a different ballgame to analysis, but of course we have to combine them both. We have to be, you know, aware of the direction and what the plan is, and of course with the trading, that's all about execution and managing. So you want to keep your analysis simple, so your trading can be simple as well. But anyway, I'll take a look at pound yen first. Where is pound yen? There we go. So yeah, pound yen, we did see some nice downside. I was talking about the retest of this high this week. I said it was a pretty aggressive trade, and it was a pretty aggressive trade. But again, just because a trade's aggressive doesn't mean it doesn't necessarily play out. But again, I tend to keep majority of my trades very risk adverse. I don't like taking many aggressive trades. Sometimes I do, but most of my trades are very kind of risk adverse, very high probability. Whereas aggressive trades are, of course, low probability, but sometimes they may have bigger risk reward about them. But pound yen, we've seen some nice downside. Again, if I do zoom out of pound yen, you can see we've been trending to the upside for a very long time, but we're resting at the higher end of this channel here. So I do think it's only a matter of time before pound yen eventually meets its match and sees a big retracement to the downside, maybe to retest the high over here, which would be a logical move around 170. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see that happen for pound yen. Again, this is more of a longer term forecast, but definitely something that could happen even sooner than you think. But at the moment with pound yen, everything is still very much to the upside. So I'm not really looking to do too much with pound yen at the moment. We've seen some nice kind of shorts off the back of the retest of that high. Now I just want to see what pound yen's next move is. We're coming back into some support here. Possibly we may form a head and shoulder pattern, start breaking through the neckline and then some sells. That opportunity I possibly would consider as a trading opportunity, because at least at that point we're seeing a nice reversal on the 4H time frame, and we've got a nice break of structure as well. So a retest of that level would be interesting to me. I'm back inside the bearish channel again and possibly could see a big reversal at play. So with pound yen, I want to see a bit more downside first. I wouldn't say we're bearish just yet. Some nice momentum, yes. Possible head and shoulder could be looking to form, but I want to see this level start breaking first, and then that higher time frame move I was speaking about possibly could be looking to come into fruition again. But yeah, pound yen for me, looking to short, looking for that kind of counter trend move, as with quite a lot of other yen pairs, but not looking to step into the market just yet. Want to see a bit more downside. Let's crack some support. It's a very strong level. And I think we can find some nice trades to the downside, some nice targets to aim for as well for pound yen. So yeah, let's see if we can get the nice reversal in play, and looking for the retest of 184,600. Then we go take a look at pound NZD, Euro NZD as well. So pound NZD, this one for me is still in a big range last time I checked. Yes, it is. So still in this big range, not really interested to do anything in this area here with pound NZD. Very difficult to find any crystal clear trades in that area, at least for myself, just because of the way the market is situated. We're at the low of this kind of upwards trend, as we can see, connecting the dots here. The market has been pushing to the upside quite well, but we're having a tough time continuing the trend. It could be a sign that the market actually does want to reverse and see some downside. If that's the case, fantastic, but let's start breaking through the range first, and then something like this, I'll be more than happy to trade. And a push back down to these lows here look pretty likely. Same thing to the upside as well. If you start breaking high, then I'm looking at pushing to that level, and so on and so forth, back to the high over there as well. So my overall verdict with pound NZD is just neutral, waiting for price to break either the high or the low, and then that's when I'll start to investigate with a bit more detail and probably start to plot some trading opportunities, because in that range is 50-50. You know, last week we were testing the high, had a pretty significant rejection. Now this week we're testing low again. You know, possibly could see another rejection back up. And I'm not really looking to play the range either. I want price to commit in one direction, and then look to follow that. So yeah, pound NZD, just range bound market for me. If we can break the low, we got some clear targets to the downside, break the high, you know, some clear targets to the upside as well, 2.11729, and down here 2.03072. But anything in this is just not interesting to me at all. So staying away from pound NZD for now, and kind of the same thing for Euro NZD. They're all kind of doing the same thing. The pound NZD, pound AUD, Euro AUD, Euro NZD. They're very similar pairs, and at the moment they're kind of doing the exact same thing as well. So if I zoom out, you can see your overall trend here for Euro NZD is comfortably to the upside, still seeing higher highs and higher lows. However, at the moment, we're kind of trading in a bit of a choppy range. So if we can see a break to the upside, we've got a pretty clear high to target. Back at this high here, 1.83. 83862. So if you can clear the high, then I think that's a nice little range to play. Back to the high there, the break and retest. And to the downside as well, could be looking at a push right back down to this low and potentially beyond if we do have a bigger reversal. But with Euro NZD, Pound NZD, I'm not really interested to trade in the range here. It's just quite choppy. And again, I'm looking for the best trades I can find. And also, when you're looking for the best trades you can find, it's not just, is it the best trade you can find, but is it a good trade? Because sometimes the best trade you can find isn't necessarily a good trade as well, which is a tricky thing to work with, because sometimes the best trade you can find, you might subconsciously convince yourself that it is a good trade just because it's the best trade you can find. But sometimes when you look back and you go through your trade, you're like, that wasn't really a good trade. I'm not sure why I took that one. So sometimes it's the best thing to do is to have kind of screenshots of high quality trades and kind of build up a nice catalog of what they look like. So when you need that kind of reminder of what is a good trade, what do they look like, what am I exactly looking for, you've got a nice catalog to go through. So if you take good quality trades that kind of meet your criteria and go beyond, record the screenshots of those trades and build up a nice catalog. So sometimes it's nice just before your trading day starts, you go through those catalog of good quality trades, so when you do jump onto the charts, you know exactly what you're looking for. Because sometimes the best trades available isn't always actually the best trade to take. But with Euro NZD, same thing with Pound NZD, just trapped in that kind of range, not interested to trade in that vicinity. Again, it might sound a little bit boring, but again, trading's not all fast and furious all the time. You need to sit on your hands. In fact, most of the time anyway. Okay, so where was I? Missed out on some chats. I did Pound Yen, oil, Pound NZD. I'll take a look at NAS, Euro CHF as well. What's up, Zark? I'm doing good. Hope you are well too. Miko single because he doesn't show off his profits. Yeah, that could be why, to be fair. I was falling sick for a few days. Oh no, hope you're well. Hope you're doing okay now, Zark. I don't see to need to show my profits as long as my kids are good. I couldn't give a toss, but we'll find out. Fair enough, mate. I mean, again, you don't need to show off your profits to get women. If that's the case, then probably the wrong one for you. But hey, I'm not a dating expert, so don't take my advice. Candice, as a swing trader, do you consider FMC as a major influence when choosing trades for the rest of the week? No, not really. I do consider it as something to look out for. FMC, NFP, CPI as well. Of course, CPI was crazy last time we saw it in the markets. But FMC is definitely something to consider and stay aware of, especially if you're going to hold trades through it, or if you're going to hold trades through it. Again, I'm a purely technical trader, so I don't look at fundamentals and plan a trade based off that. I do keep an eye on it, but when I am coming down to actually take a position and take a trade, it's purely off technical patterns. So with FOMC, I'll see what happens, see the effect it has in the market, and plan from that. But it's not essentially I'm looking at FOMC going, okay, if it's this, then I'm bullish on the dollar, then I'm buying. That's a bit more of a fundamental outlook. Like I said, I'm more of a technical trader, so I will stay aware of it because, of course, FMC can move the market. I'm not in any trades at the moment, so if I don't get into any trades this afternoon either, then it's not really have much effect on me. But in terms of price action, I will stay up to date, up to date with how the market reacts and what happens. And then if things change, if structure breaks, if trends change, or something unexpected happens, a level breaks, then I will adjust my analysis accordingly. Office let. I said that definitely wrong, but NAS 100 US 30 I'll take a look at. Pound seed chef, I'll have a look see as well. Here you mate, simple for years, now chase my dreams, so when the time's right I'll sell them, but till then I am empire to build. I agree with that one, Sculpt TFX. No problem, Kelvin, happy to help. Hugh saying what is up, welcome to the stream. US 30 will take a look as well. Yep, you're a seed chef, I haven't forgot, I will take a look. Gold as well. What's up, Cara, welcome to the stream, hope you are doing well. Okay, so I was supposed to take a look at US 30, NAS 100, and then not too sure what I'm supposed to take a look at after, but I'll have a look back at the chat. So yeah, US 100, still looking strong here, still looking very strong. It looks like clearing out the high there. It was pretty impressive, but yeah, with US 100, we do have this high here at 16,651. So that's potentially where we're going to see US 100 end up. We're not too far away from it. In fact, if we break through this high here, that high there is our next kind of significant level. So you would expect price to end up there anyway. So yeah, NAS 100, this has come across as a clear kind of correction. Now the price, of course, is breaking through the high. So with US 100, I would still keep that bullish bias and simply look to take advantage of the impulsive behavior we're seeing right now, looking for some corrections and some continuation. So if I move this level out the way, we know it's there. If we can see some nice break and retest and some opportunities off the back of that, I think this is a great place to start to look to plan some trades and take some buys. Again, I wouldn't hold the trade all the way back up to 16,600. I know from a daily perspective, that's where we could look to end up at. But again, the market right now is quite bullish, it's showing a lot of healthy momentum. But at one point, sooner or later, we probably will go through a deeper correction. Possibly, we don't necessarily have to fly in one direction, just one big move higher. Most likely, we probably will have a deeper correction at some point. So when you are taking some buys on a retest of such a level, it's not really for a long-term trade. It's more like a intra-week trade, especially on the full H level. So I would say keep an eye on the psychological levels, 16,100, 16,200, 16,300 as some areas to take profit. There isn't, I would say, a obvious place to take profit apart from the level up there, of course. So I would probably just keep in mind the psychological levels on the right. But yeah, for me, US 100 is still very bullish. We're still seeing healthy momentum. At the moment, we're breaking through some major structure as well. So I do like the buys here on a retest of some structure for US 100 and some more upside. US 30, very similar as well. This one hasn't hit the high of the channel yet as well. So this one's still got some more upside to go through. Possibly, we could be looking at coming back to the highs there too. But in my book, it looks like we've got some more upside for US 30 to go through as well. We're now trading above that area. Nice daily candle closure yesterday. So same thing as well, looking for the retest of some structure. If you can see a nice little retest there, I do think we can see some upside to be had for the rest of the week at least as well. So with US 30, I'd say keep an eye on for this area here around 35,342. That could be a nice little take profit area there too as well. But in terms of direction, excuse me, in terms of direction, US 30, NAS 100, S&P, they all look very, very bullish in the higher time frames. We've been bearish on them for a while, but that channel has short lasted, and we're seeing a lot of bullish momentum present. So definitely as day traders, intra-week traders, you're looking to take advantage of this momentum and take advantage of this momentum and looking for your pullbacks, because essentially with this we could continue back to highs, but I would say be careful of that, because we could see a deeper pullback at some point, which could come back and stop you out your trade. So I would say just kind of intra-week buys, even intraday buys as well, but the pullback may take a day or two to happen anyway. So yeah, US 100, US 30, I do like the buys here. I do like the buys. I will take a look at Euroseed Chef I was supposed to look at that one a while ago. If I have missed out a pair, just drop it down in the chat. But yeah, I don't think I have. But if I have missed out a pair, let me know. So yeah, Euro CHF I'll take a look at. Someone said something else as well. Pound CHF. Gold I'll take a look as well. I haven't looked at Euro Pound yet. I will take a look as well. Zach, any chances you can take a look at NZJPY and Euro USD if you haven't already? I have taken a look at Euro USD, but I'll go over it again quickly, and I'll take a look at NZJPY as well. So yeah, Euro CHF, I was quite keen on this one last week, but it's not moving too well, so I'm not as keen this week. Again, we do have a nice channel the market has been operating in. We've been seeing some really nice lower lows and lower highs consecutively for quite a while, since the beginning of the year, more or less. Yeah, since January 2023, we've been seeing some really nice lower lows and lower highs. So the directional bias for Euro CHF for a while has been pretty straightforward. As long as we protected the swing highs and didn't break through them, looking for more downside and the market to come back into the lows, which it has done. But I've been looking for market to actually take out the lows, which it hasn't done yet. But since then, we've had a pretty big pullback. The market is now trading out that channel for the first time, really. And is still respecting structure here. We haven't really taken out any key highs yet. We can still hold that and come back down again. But at the moment, I'm not so keen to jump into any sells just because of how price is moving. Potentially, we could even see a big break to the upside. So what I want to see for Euro CHF is the market breaking back down again and see some lower lows and lower highs. And then, of course, I'll be more than happy to take some shorts. It's a very similar opportunity to Pound CHF as well. If the market can start breaking to the downside, see some lower lows and lower highs, I'll be more than happy to take some shorts. And the exact same thing with Euro CHF. As long as we stay in this area, we possibly could break through this level and continue higher, which could provide some nice buys in a retest, possibly for a bigger reversal if we do see that break and retest. So the buys do look actually like a good opportunity as well. Of course, it's going for the bigger reversal, but if we do see a big break of this level here on the daily time frame, then the buys don't look too bad going forward. But we haven't broken structure yet, so we'll see which way the market leans. But yeah, in this kind of vicinity here, I'm not looking to jump the gun, get into the trade too early, because my bias is quite neutral at the moment, because we're leaving away the channel. We're still portraying these higher highs and higher lows in the 4H, but we haven't broken through any structure just yet. So I can see the market go both ways, really. So it's up to the market which way it wants to go. And then I'll look to follow it with some pullbacks in the same direction, of course. But right now, market can move both ways. And I think there's good trade both ways either. So even if it does break to the upside, a retest of this level looks like a fantastic place to plot some longs and take advantage of some buys as well. But yeah, Euro CHF, I wouldn't say I've got a concrete bias just yet for this one. Need to see a bit more development with it. I'll take a look at which pair did I say take a look at? Pound CHF. Okay, I'll go over Pound CHF quickly. I'll take a look at gold as well. Euro Pound I haven't looked at either. Pound CHF, as I stated, looking for some sells for this one, but of course, at the moment, we're still pretty bullish. If I zoom out, you can see the area we're trading in at the moment for Pound CHF. A really nice area in terms of confluence. Big level of support. You can see it was holding the market for about a year almost, just holding that same level. And now we're coming back into this area here of this descending channel. Lower high, lower high, lower high, and potential lower high there as well. So we've got some good confluences in this area. But again, just because the confluences are good, doesn't mean the market will have to hold that area. We see break of structure, break of, confluences, trend lines, whatever concept you're looking at. The market doesn't have to respect those areas. So it's very important to have mechanisms in place for confirmation and for an actual setup, so you don't jump into a market too early just because you think it's at a good area. So with Pound CHF, it's at a great area, but of course I do want to see those lower lows and lower highs creep back in. At the moment in time, it's kind of just ranging between these two levels here, and possibly could look to range further or break higher, which I'm not really interested in at the moment. So looking for something like this. Whether that happens or not, I have no idea. At the moment, things are quite bullish, so it's a big shout for a sudden, big move back down. Maybe FMC could play a part, but we'll have to see. And the trade I'm looking to take is on a retest of this level for some shorts back down there. Got some good confidences for it. Just need to see the setup actually form. So that's kind of my outlook on pound CHF. I will take a look at gold next, and then I'll go over to euro pound and JPY euro USD as well. Okay, so there we are. Okay, so yeah, as I stated with gold, still pretty bullish on gold, looking at more upside for this one. However, I wouldn't say now's the best time to jump into any longs. I think if you're looking at gold from an intraday perspective, buys do look very good above 1992, and you've got a nice little range to work with back to the high there, 2007, 2006-ish. If we can see a break of the highs here, because gold has been printing some nice higher highs and higher lows. We've broken out of this bearish structure here, and then since then the market has been printing some nice structure here, as we can see, but of course we're failing to break the highs a little bit at the moment. So not the best of signs, but if we quickly just go and turn around and break through it, buyers are back in town again and looking for the retest and the continuation back to the high at 2007 there. So for me, gold looks like a solid buy. Looks like a solid buy here, above the level. Below the level, it's a little bit difficult because, again, a healthy trend, you want to see price clear the high consecutively. If we felt taking the high out, yes, the market is still bullish, but it's not showing the best sign of things. So I would myself pause a little bit until we start breaking the high again, and then back 2006, 2007, and if you can break through that high, I'm looking at 2050 all up there as well. So yeah, still pretty bullish for gold for me. I'm pretty bullish on silver as well, although silver's kind of at a crossroad right now. Silver, we respected the support pretty well, but we're coming into an area where the market might struggle a little bit, as shown. But if we do break through this channel here, I think it's onwards and upwards to silver, all the way back to the high. We've respected a pretty big level here on the weekly chart. You can see this level here with all the wicks, bunch of wicks here on the left. We held that level of support pretty well, and now we're still holding again. So I do think longer term we're going to see a bigger move like that for silver, which of course I think gold's going to do something similar as well. They're very similar pairs. So most likely they're both going to do the exact same thing, which for my analysis is likely to see a bigger move up. But at the moment, we're finding it very hard to break through that descending channel. So once we do get the break, if we do get the break, I think it's buys for the rest of the time being back to 26.05. So yeah, gold and silver pretty bullish for myself. I'm not seeing great buy opportunities just yet, so I'm keeping an eye on both of them for the week. But once they do present themselves, I'll be more than happy to pick up some longs for them. You need to see price starting breaking some highs again, and then something like that could be a nice opportunity. But we'll wait and see. The bias is set. Just need to wait for a good trading opportunity. I'll take a look at euro pound next as well. I go through ends the JPY too. Euro pound's been very, very choppy. I'm still kind of waiting for sells for euro pounds. Yes, the market is still kind of slowly moving to the upside. This is the daily time frame, by the way. The market is slowly moving to the upside, but it's showing a lot of signs of exhaustion. Again, euro pound's not necessarily the cleanest pair in the world. It's quite choppy. Throws a lot of wicks around. It's not the smoothest pair in the world, but sometimes it does have its trends about it. At the moment, yes, we're kind of trending up, but we're having a tough time. Let me change that blue so you can see it a little bit better. We're having a tough time trying to break through this level here at the moment. So I'm actually getting ready for some sells, which haven't really set up yet. So I want to see price start breaking lower, start clearing out the channel a little bit, give me some lower lows and lower highs to work with, and then I'll be more than happy to take some sells accordingly. At least at that point, we kind of left the channel away. We're starting to form some bearish structure, and we could see a bigger sell-off to the downside into the lows here, although I wouldn't be so so aggressive with the targets. I'll probably just look for this low here. It's a good target in itself, 0.862. So yeah, with euro pound at the moment, everything is up. Still pretty consistent with the high lows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Didn't see that one there. One over there. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then even possibly 6. We could still push up again. But yeah, I'm just not interested in that myself. I want to see price start breaking lower, start giving me some lower lows and low highs to work with, nice break and retest, and then I'll be more than happy to short euro pound. So until that happens, I myself am not interested, and looking at pairs elsewhere. So yeah, that's my take on euro pound. As the JPY, another JPY pair, which has seen some downside. They're all seen some downside, I'm pretty sure, yeah. CAD Gen, big move to the downside for that one. NZJPY, not so much, but it has been a pretty swift move, pretty impulse move up, pretty impulse move back down again. Market's finding it hard to trade above these heights here. We did get a pretty big breakout, but the market came straight back down, which is not a healthy sign. Thank you so much, Desnapper, for subscribing. If you guys are enjoying the channel, by the way, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. Really does help out the channel, of course. And yeah, feel free to hit the bell so you don't miss any streams uploads in the future. But yeah, NZJPY is running out a bit of steam. It's a very corrective pair as well, if you look at how price has been moving for quite a while. So I do think longer term, eventually something like this is going to happen for NZJPY. Maybe we push a little bit higher first into the high up there and then sell off, which is from this high there. So that could be a possibility, but eventually I am looking at a big sell off here for NZJPY. Markets moving like this don't typically move for a very long time. They eventually have their big corrections or reversals. So with NZJPY, a big steep correction like that, I'm kind of looking at another head and shoulder pattern forming similar to pound yen, which was this left head, then possible right shoulder, break the neckline, and then sell. I'm looking for something similar there for NZJPY as well. Left head, right shoulder, break the neckline, and then sell opportunity there as well. So that's kind of what I'm looking for NZJPY as well. In fact, a lot of the yen pairs are kind of giving similar price action. But NZJPY, nice little head and shoulder, and same with pound yen there as well. If you can break through that, I do think there's some nice sells. I do like pound yen a little bit better because at least this one's got a bit of a trend to work with. NZJPY is just it's kind of a sideways market really for me. So I'm not really a big fan of how it's been trading as of late. But what I am looking at for this one is kind of ranging market. Big manipulation of the range, we're back inside the range, and then sell off to complete the range back to the lows here, essentially. So it's basically a ranging market which just had a big fake out, is kind of the way I'm looking at it. But yeah, I would say I am favoring more downside here, so keep an eye on that head and shoulder pattern forming. It's taking its time, but could form sometime this week. And then yeah, some sells back to 87-ish, 87,500 is what I'm envisioning for NZJPY. Euro USD, I'll quickly go through. Euro USD, again, bullish bias as well, looking for correction. I'm looking at Euro USD going to 1.1. Again, quickly taking a look at the DXY. DXY showing the similar signs as well. We've kind of left that range behind. Now we've committed to the downside pretty hard. Dropping to the 4H time frame. All we're seeing is bearish momentum a lot. We just had a big range there. Let's see if we can come back, retest the range, and be on our way as well. So I'm seeing more downside here for the DXY too. And that kind of corresponds pretty well with Euro USD as well. So yeah, Euro, the direction is still pretty clear to me. A lot of momentum here, a lot of momentum there. Not as much here as well, but I'm still happy with the trend. Still seeing confident highs and confident higher lows. So if you can see a pullback into 1.08858, I think that's a solid place to pick up some longs, and this higher time frame level, that's like a place where you want to be looking to take your profit, or at least keep in mind, because we've seen a lot of activity at these heights here, and a lot of big moves from it as well. So I would stay aware of that level at least. But yeah, in terms of direction, Euro USD still give me higher highs and higher lows. So I'm very much a bull of this market, and likewise with the other dollar pairs. Although I think my main focus will be NZD USD. Dollar Swiss, if it can pull back, I'm not too sure if it will see such a big pullback. I'll keep an eye on it, of course, but I do like pound USD. I do like Aussie dollar. I do like NZD USD for some longs. Those pairs I do like a lot. I will take a look at BTC. Amit, no problem. Pound Aussie as well. Euro yen, I'll take a look too. No problem, Zach. Happy to help. Okay, so let me take a look at BTC, what's cooking over there. So yeah, BTC, I'm not really interested at these prices. I need to see a bigger correction for Bitcoin. I've pointed out this level here. I've been talking about this level for probably about 2 weeks now, maybe even longer. Ever since we had the breakout, essentially, which was 23rd of October. That's almost a month ago. It's the 21st of November now, so it's been a while, but we've had a pretty big breakout here with Bitcoin. I'm looking at this area up here as a potentially next significant target for Bitcoin, but of course we do want to see some downside before that happens and some continuation. And the further we move up, the less likely we probably will see a retest of that level. But at the moment in time, that's the most reasonable, the most logical place for me to pick up some longs for Bitcoin, and I would expect for a lot of people as well. So we might see maybe a fake out of that level or some interesting price action. But essentially, I'm looking for price to pull back, retest 31k, 32k, and a bigger follow up from that. Bitcoin right now is still looking bullish, still a bit on the corrective side, but sometimes with Bitcoin we move correctively, then suddenly we gain a lot of momentum, as seen over here. This was a pretty corrective move higher, but then suddenly Bitcoin just absolutely runs to the upside. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was to happen. But of course, in terms of actually trading, buying, selling, you would want to see a deeper correction now. And of course, if you look at the price action now as well, it's pretty corrective as well. We're seeing a lot of signs of exhaustion. Market's kind of running out of steam a little bit. I do think Bitcoin can see a breather at some point in time, and a retest of 31k looks like a nice logical place for that. So yeah, Bitcoin, I'm expecting a little bit more upside for this one, but would want to see a pullback first. Pound AUD, I've been talking about Euro NZD and Pound NZD, which are very similar pairs to Pound AUD and Euro AUD. But with Pound AUD, again, just big consolidation in this area. I'm not interested in taking trades in this area now with that consolidation. Again, we respected the high twice, we respected the low twice. Now that for me is a confirmed consolidation. So if I can see price break high or break low, I think there's some good trades to be had. If we do break lower, fantastic. I think there's a nice sell-off right back down into this low here. Oh, did not mean to do that. A nice sell-off back down into this low here, and possibly beyond as well. If we do break higher, then of course just expecting the trend to continue back to the next high and the next high after that. Again, you can see we are quite bullish here, so if the market does break higher, then naturally I'm expecting prices to tag those two levels. If we do break lower, then we've got a nice target there, but we are trading at an interesting level here. If I take this line across from that high, this last high over here, gives a very, very big move to the downside. Now it looks like the market's struggling at that same area again. Possibly could see the same move happen. Maybe not to the same extent, but possibly a big move down. So maybe I do favor the sells, but again, in the ranging market, I'm not going to look to predict anything. Because it's just it's 50-50, and again, I don't need to either. Just wait for price to make its move, and then I'll look to follow behind afterwards. So yeah, at the moment, Pound AUD in this area here is just very, very choppy in the 4H hourly. We're coming back to some levels of support, resistance not too far away. So trading in these conditions for me just look absolutely horrendous. I will not be looking to take any trades in these conditions. I was actually taking a trade over here 2 weeks ago, I think, or was it last week? No, 2 weeks ago. which was a break even. And since then, the market's come back, respected the range high again. And ever since we did that, have not been looking to take any trades in that vicinity. It's just way too choppy now. So yeah, with pound AUD waiting for that bigger breakout. And then afterwards, I can look to plan some trades. But yeah, in that kind of area, it's very difficult to do, at least from a swing perspective anyway. I'll take a look at Euro Yen. What's up, William? Good morning. Hope you are doing well. Yep, it's just about good morning. It's almost good afternoon, but yeah, I hope you are good. You say, yeah, Euro Yen. So yeah, Euro Yen, as I suggested for this one earlier, I think this one's probably the most aggressive out of the yen pairs. So if you are looking at the yen pairs, I would suggest pound yen. Even as the JPY looks a little bit better than this one as well. Euro Yen's probably the most aggressive because this one's seen a massive higher high, and yeah, it's retracing again. I've pointed out this channel for a while now. We are kind of trading at the extremes, at the upper end of the channel, so naturally you would expect to see some retracement. But again, I'm not really such a big fan of just jumping in and taking advantage of that type of move. Not in this circumstance anyway, but I would expect more downside, probably to come back and retest the high there at 159, 700. So if you can see a retest of this, it's a nice place to short, maybe slightly on the aggressive side of things, but still looks like an okay trade setup to me. I much prefer pound yen if pound yen can break structure. This looks like a nice sell to me, which again still is counter trend a little bit, but at least at this point I've got much more of a clear reversal on my hands on the 4H time frame rather than Euro Yen, which is just a little bit more aggressive. So yeah, I much rather will take pound yen sells. CAD yen's had a very big move to the downside as well. Humongous sell off to the downside. I think CAD's been pretty weak as well. But yeah, with CAD coming back down into the low here of that range here, if CAD can break through this, then I expect CAD yen to come back and rest right back at the lows here as well. Because same with the other yen pairs, we're coming back into the extremes of the channel, failing at the highs there. Naturally, we could see CAD yen do something like this, maybe even further as well. But yeah, CAD yen big move to the downside, now back at support. Of course, a lot of people will be looking to buy CAD yen right at the moment at that level of support, which again does make perfect sense. Just not really my trade. I want to be looking to flow with momentum. Right now, momentum is a bit stagnant. Yes, seen some nice bearish momentum, but all it's done is come back and sat at that level of support. Needs to actually break it for me to get excited about a trading opportunity. So at the moment, I'll be on the fences. But out the yen pairs, Swiss yen, CAD yen, Euro yen, Aussie yen. Yeah, out the yen pairs, pound yen ticks most of the boxes. So I'll probably be looking to focus on that pair if I had to, but again, I much prefer the dollar pairs at the moment. NZUSD looks like that one's got a little bit of mileage to the upside, or room to the upside. I should say. So I'm kind of waiting for a bigger retest of that. Also like NZD CAD as well. I also really like NZD CAD. I would say this one probably is at the top of the watch list because NZD USD. The breakout isn't big enough for me to look for the retest just yet. Of course, that can change pretty quickly, but at the moment, this breakout over here with the wicks is not convincing enough for me to look to follow for any buys. So I need to wait for price to push on a little bit further, and then I'll look for pullbacks on the retest. But NZD CAD, thank you so much, Raheem, for subscribing. But NZD CAD already had a really confident breakout. Yes, to leave behind the wick, but at least before that we saw some nice confident candle closures before that. So if NZD CAD can push back down into this level, fantastic. I'm expecting a big move to the upside, and also something significant for NZD CAD is a big break out of this descending channel. If I take this across to the downside, let's make it a little bit thinner so we can navigate it a little bit better. So yeah, we've had this long-standing trend line, this long-standing channel in the market, which kept us bearish for quite a while. It looks like we're getting the breakout of that finally. And the next kind of major high I would target is the next high over here at 0.84, just above it. So for me, NZD-CAD's got a lot of room to the upside. We're breaking out a substantial channel here. And now that we're seeing some nice higher highs and higher lows in the 4H time frame, let's see if we can get a nice little pullback, retest this level, then be on our way back to the high up there. So NZD-CAD for me is ticking a lot of boxes from a higher time frame perspective down to the 4H hourly as well. Just need to see a decent retracement and a nice entry signal. And yeah, the buys look pretty good to me. And also we're seeing some nice momentum as well. So that's what I really like to see too. So yeah, NZD-CAD for me at the top of the watch list. NZD-USD looks good, but need a bit more momentum. AUD-CAD looks good as well, but this one's kind of coming into the vicinity already, which is this high here on the left. Again, AUD-CAD, NZD-CAD, very similar pairs. Both of them kind of had some long-standing bearish channels out of the way, which we're kind of breaking at the moment. And it would have been nice to see a pullback, retest this area, and then some buys, which still could happen, but I think I prefer NZD-CAD at the moment. So yeah, that's kind of where my focus lies. I mean, there are some other pairs like gold and silver, which need some work. I will take a look at Euro USD in a second. Gold and silver, which need some work. Some of the dollar pairs need some work as well, some pullbacks. But I think NZD-CAD for me is the main man. But yeah, Euro USD looks good as well on a retest of that high. But I've got a lot more confidences with NZD-CAD, especially with the fresh break of the channel. Euro USD looks good on a retest of that high. Of course, Euro USD still showing us a lot of momentum here. But I prefer other pairs to it. And yeah, with Euro USD, you've got a big level at 1.1, which of course I'll keep a big eye on just in case we react with that level, because previously we've seen some pretty big moves from this area. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see another one. But yeah, Euro USD still at the moment bullish. I think you said you're looking to sell. I mean, yeah, on the lower time frames there might be some counter trend opportunities, but not really my cup of tea. I can see maybe go to the 15-minute chart. Yeah, that's not a bad break and retest there, the low of that price swing low. Possibly could see Euro start to correct itself. If we're going to have that correction in the full H time frame, it's got to start on the lower time frames, of course. So some sells from that perspective do make sense. But again, I'd much rather to flow with the market here. But again, if that's the trade you're looking for on those time frames, then of course, do your thing. Because people looking for different things. I could be looking to buy a certain pair, someone looking to sell a certain pair, and they all have very, very good reasons for it. But normally the context is different, and of course the strategy they could be looking to trade might be different as well. Some people are looking at pro trend moves, some people are looking at counter trend moves, some people are looking at ranging moves, some people are looking at all three. So yeah, there's difference to it. But yeah, I can make sense of the sells there for Euro USD. But yeah, for me, I'm definitely very much a bull of this market, so I'll be focusing on the upside and the buys. But on the 50-minute chart, yeah, we are starting to form some low lows and low highs, so it does make sense. It does make sense. But yeah, for me, I'll be focusing on the buys. I do like silver as well from a big swing perspective too. There's a lot of room to the upside because this is a major high for silver, but in reality, I do think we'll probably get up to these highs here, 28.75. So I think there's a lot of mileage to be had on silver and gold too. If gold's going to go back to 2050, there's still a long way to go. But I prefer silver a little bit more to gold, just because in reality, silver is not really at its highs again. Silver longer term, I wouldn't be surprised if you go back to 50. So I think there's a lot of upside to be had, and I think we can see a similar move to this as well. A lot of momentum here. I think eventually we might see a big break, something like that for silver. Just, big 3-4 candles taking us higher. Maybe for gold too. But yeah, I definitely will be keeping a close eye on silver as time develops. Nothing yet. Is anyone doing any challenges at the moment? I'm still working at my funding pips challenge. I didn't post this Friday, but I will make sure I do post this coming Friday for the next episode. Of course, with my Forex funds, I forget the name. My Forex funds, I didn't actually make it to episode 4, of course, just before they got shut down. Or I recently saw my Forex fund. They recently got some of their money back or unfrozen. And it wasn't even some. I think it was like 100 million. So yeah, that's actually a good sign. To be fair, it's actually a pretty good sign. Pretty good sign that my Forex funds actually got some of their money back or unfrozen, even though they're not totally out of the woods yet because the slippage thing is still kind of a big issue. But yeah, maybe prop firms in the US could last. I think that's kind of where all eyes are on right now. But yeah, anyway, I didn't make it to episode 4, but now we will make it to episode 4. And of course, eventually pass the challenge as well. And again, I'm going through a losing streak on my personal account and on the prop firm challenge as well. So I think that series will be a very, very useful one and hopefully a very motivational one as well for other people. Because again, when you do take your challenges, sometimes you might have a really good start. You might just jump into a challenge, go through a lovely win streak and pass the challenge very, very quickly, and everything will be looking fantastic. But there'll be sometimes you jump into a challenge and you just might be going through one of those spells where it's just taking a few extra losses, maybe a losing streak, and of course it can be disheartening as well because you've paid the money for the challenge. Now you're looking to pass it. You've worked hard, to be in a stage where you can actually look to take a challenge and be confident that you will eventually pass it. And now things haven't kind of gone your way. So it's definitely a difficult situation to be in. But when your priority is to manage your risk rather than pass the challenge in 24 hours, you can still look to endure those losses, endure the streak, endure the drawdown, and still go on to pass the challenge. So at the moment, I think I'm down 0.8% on the account, so it's still quite marginal. But again, potentially it could go down further before I do see some profit. And the main thing about the challenge is being transparent as possible, kind of sharing you the ups and downs of the journey. So you guys can kind of see, okay, you don't have to start again if you go through a losing streak. I actually just opened a 10k funding pips challenge. Nice, Zach. Nice. Andres, I'm stuck in two challenges for 6-7 months now. Well, I mean that's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive from a risk standpoint. Because majority of people taking a challenge are normally done with in the first week or two. Majority of people have either blown their account in the first week or two. So the fact that you're still going for 6-7 months is actually quite impressive, to be fair. It's actually quite impressive because if you were to give the average person 6-7 months to do a challenge, even in the first few weeks, they would have blown their account by then. So for 6-7 months, it's definitely well done on the risk management side of things. But again, I think for 6-7 months, the psychology and the mental aspect of the challenge is a difficult thing to go through, because of course when you're in a challenge for 6-7 months, you're kind of thinking, when will I pass this? When will I get funded? And you kind of, it's very easy to slip and think, okay, let me just over leverage. Let me just go big on a position. If I pass, I pass. If I fail, I fail. I'll just buy a new one and start again. So it's very, very easy to kind of go in that loop, but it's a very, dangerous one to go in, because what happens if you fail the next one and the next one after that? Now you're in some, real issues now. Now you're just spending money in challenges for the sake of it. So, I would say, keep your head on your shoulders. Manage the downside, but eventually when you find some confidence and nice rhythm, I think you can start to up your risk a little bit in increments. So say if you're risking 0.5%, you can increase to 0.75, maybe 1%. And then if it doesn't go your way again, you can reduce the risk a lot, because it's difficult, if you're in some drawdown, you have to go all the way to, 8-10% profit, then you have to do the extra 5% for the verification. You have to make 13-15% to pass. But if you're in drawdown, it's 18% maybe, or even 20%, which is a lot of percentage to make to actually pass and get the account. So it's nice when you're actually finding some rhythm to increase your risk a little bit, 0.25, maybe a 0.5 increased risk to kind of take advantage of that momentum. But when things aren't going your way, you can quickly reduce even further as well. But yeah, I would say just keep at it, because again, all it takes is a few good trades and you're back in the swing of things. Maybe in some profit. So keep it up, Andres. Can we buy it as the USD? I wouldn't look to buy it just yet. Profitable trader. I would wait for some pullbacks first. Can't pass them, can't lose them. A bit frustrating sometimes. Yeah, sometimes you don't even. Sometimes failing them is kind of refreshing, because at least you don't have to think about the challenge anymore. But again, for 6-7 months, it's kind of difficult, because you've paid the challenge fee, of course, 6-7 months ago. So you kind of disregard the challenge fee you've paid, because it's just kind of not in your thought process anymore. When you first pay for a challenge, say you pay $100 for a challenge, and then you start a challenge, the $100 is kind of, in your kind of mental space. You still kind of think about it. But 6-7 months down the road, you kind of, mentally accepted that $100 might just not come back anymore. So you're not really banking on it anymore. So you kind of have nothing to lose per se, but you kind of want to treat it like you do, because at the end of the day, if you don't pass the challenge, then the prop firm won, basically. If you don't pass the challenge, the prop firm won, and the prop firm would hope that you buy another challenge and fill the next one as well. That's where they make most of their dough. So you still have to think of it from a risk standpoint, that they've got your money right now. You can earn it back if you eventually pass, which again may take some time. But the challenge fee you paid is not a realized loss just yet. So but yeah, for 6-7 months, you kind of forget about the challenge fee by then. Yeah, I only risk 0.25% when I'm in drawdown and 0.5% when I'm above. Yeah, exactly. Managing risk when you're above, taking advantage of it. Because again, with the prop firms, it's not your risk. Of course, once you fund it anyway, it's not your risk on the table. So whilst you got that extra buffer, you can take advantage of that extra buffer. And when you're not in profit, when you're in drawdown, when the risk is on the table a little bit more for you, then of course you want to reduce that and protect your downside. But yeah, it's a difficult one. Prop firms are supposed to be designed to be difficult, because that's where they make their bread and butter at the end of the day. So if everyone passed, then the whole system will kind of come crashing down at itself. But it's important to stay disciplined and keep at it. Me too. I'm stuck on FP almost 3 months now. I bought 50k. I think I'm not prepared yet for such equity. I'm thinking to put this challenge aside, taking a smaller one like 10k or 25k, because I already traded this amount with my Forex funds. I know how to deal with it. I think I'm in a situation that I'm not really yet to scale. Yeah, possibly. That could be the truth as well. It could be because again, 50k, although 50k in trading world may not even sound like a lot, but 50k is a lot of money. Let's not forget that 50k is a lot of money. If someone was to show you 50k right in front of your face, you would see it's a lot of money. So yeah, trading with 50,000 is a lot, and it's a lot to digest as well. Certainly if you're gonna go from 25k to 50k, it's a whole double. You're doubling the account size, you're doubling the risks automatically. So it's definitely a difficult step, and sometimes you might need to go down a bit to go back up. In trading, a lot of the time, I've done this many times, sometimes I have to take a couple steps back to take a step forward, and again to take another step forward after that. But jumping with high risk is it adds a lot of psychological stress to it, which makes you a little bit more hesitant with your trades. You think a little bit more about your trade, which on the surface may not seem like a lot, but later down the road that does add up, and it starts to spread a little bit of doubt in your trading, which can manifest to something greater. But I think with trading, because when you're trading with $1 million, or you're trading with $10, or maybe increase that $1,000, it's still inherently the same thing. You're still taking the same trades. Maybe you're managing risk a little bit differently, but you're still taking the same trades. But the stress that the $1 million puts on you is a lot different to 1,000. So it's about kind of developing that callus, that strength to kind of manage the stress, and kind of just realize the stress isn't really there in the first place. It's normally self-inflicted, and once you're able to digest and get through that, then the $1 million becomes a lot easier to trade. But again, it's very difficult, very, very difficult to quickly scale up. And again, I think prop firms also know this as well, because you're offering people who probably have like a few $100s to trade with personally, suddenly the prospect of trading with 50k, 100k, 200k, that's a huge, huge step. And from a psychological perspective, that would definitely, even if they have a good skill set, just that big jump alone could throw their game off completely. You help so much. Appreciate it, Felipe. Zach, did you have any trouble logging in 75 with only Pip Challenge credentials? Easy login process in the mobile app, but getting an error on the desktop app. No, I haven't had that. I haven't had that on the desktop. Again, you can just download the MT5 desktop platform from their website. Well, that's how I did it anyway. And to log in, but yeah, I haven't had any problems. I would say reach out to their support staff, their support team. They probably have some chat or an email thing you can email them about. But I haven't had any problems with logging into their desktop or the mobile. So yeah, definitely reach out to them. But trading is difficult. Trading is difficult, but it's funny because it's difficult whilst you're trading, but looking back, you kind of go, yeah, I should have done that. I should have done this. Why did I do this? Didn't make any sense to do this. And it's always very simple reasons as well. It's nothing too complicated. But in the moment, trading is very difficult. But at the end of the day, you can't control what the market does. It's all about yourself, building that repetition, building up that callus. If you treat trading like any kind of performance sport, majority of athletes, they spend 90% of their time training, working on their craft, developing their skill, making sure they're focused, making sure they're sharp. And only that brief 5% of their kind of career is actually performing in the sport, whether it's playing a match or running a marathon or whatever performance sport they're working in. The 90% of their time is in developing their craft. Even if they're at the top of their game, the best in the world or whatever, they're still spending 90% to keep that level maintained or even improve it. So with trading, you can't expect you're just, okay, I've seen a bit of consistency here. Now I'm a lone ranger. I've cracked the code. Complacency will eventually bring you back down to earth very, very quickly. You need to make sure that you're staying sharp, going through your trades, reflecting, reviewing, looking at how you can improve, what mistakes you're doing, making sure you're sharp in your toolkit at any given moment you can, really. I realized the problem's slightly wrong server name. Yep, it happens. Blackpool has their regular demo server versus the server and FP. So yeah, I think that's been my problem. I'm still doing my challenge, and I have been for months now. But the joke is, I've been living off my trading for ages. But as soon as I was trading with thousands, it affected my trading big time. Then I hit a big losing streak, but now I've got used to it. I'm so close now. It's frustrating, but I'm patient. I'm waiting for the right trades. Good man. I mean, that's all you can do really at the end of the day. That's all you can do really at the end of the day. And again, trading on your personal capital is different from a challenge account as well. It's a different battle you go through. And of course, I'm finding that out as well. But of course, I take the same trades as my personal, as my funding pips challenge. So if I see some nice wins or some losses, I experience that on both accounts. But I have to say that trading on the challenge is it's a bit more stressful because you're kind of watching every move a little bit, and you almost want to be. You don't want to be in the negative. You kind of want to just always be above that kind of balanced starting fee. Trading, when you're taking a challenge and you're trading in the profit side of things, it's a lot. So it's a different kind of process when you're trading in the loss and the drawdown. Kind of a different kind of thinking to it because you're aware of the drawdown cut-off point, and you're aware that okay, I have to make a certain profit to actually just get back to break even, plus everything else as well. So yeah, I mean, my kind of thought process with challenges, especially now that there's no time limit, is just take your time with it. It might take a little bit longer than you expected to, but hey, at the end of the day, if you do pass the challenge, you get the money back that you paid for it anyway. And then now you've just got this account to trade with, which you can make money from as well, plus your personal account, and of course, the funded account, you can use profits there to build up your personal as well if you don't have a personal. So I think from a risk to reward standpoint, it makes sense, even if it does take you longer than expected. If it takes you extra few months, then so be it. Of course, you see a lot of people online saying pass the challenge in 24 hours. Now everyone else wants to pass the challenge in 24 hours. But to do that, you have to risk a lot, and you have to hope that the trade you take is correct. And how many challenges have people passed in 24 hours? But how many challenges behind the scenes have they failed in 24 hours as well? They don't normally show that number, do they? So you have to be aware of the downside if you want to go for the upside very quickly. But my biggest advice is just take your time with it. 1, 2, 3 trades a week. No need to be too aggressive. Pound Seed Chef, okay, Emmanuel, take a look. I'm in challenge with funding pips, 24.85% profit target, 100% win ratio, 6 trades to break even, just waiting for it to turn. Nice. 28.45 profit target. Is that the profit you made, or what do you mean waiting for it to turn? Start of the challenge November 15th. What were you waiting for it to turn? Yeah, it's impressive going though. 6 trades, 6 wins, 2 break evens, I assume. But the challenging capital had such a major effect, which I didn't see coming, and it's quite surprising how it can do that to you. Yeah, true. Even though I've traded for years in the markets, yeah, it's again, the psychological battle in trading is the most difficult one. Finding an edge inherently, at least from my opinion anyway, I don't think it's too difficult to find an edge in the market. Of course, as a beginner, you have to go through some process. You have to gain some experience in the market, get comfortable candlesticks with reading price action. But eventually, once you actually sit down, you look to work on an edge. You don't have to have too many things in place to find a concrete edge, but being able to actually deploy that edge in the market consistently, that's where there's a lot of struggle. That's where there's a lot of gray areas, and that's where a lot of people fumble. Because again, you can give the exact same strategy, exact same confluences, entry signal conditions to 2 different traders, and come back and check on them, and after a few months, both of them will have different results. One of them could be in the red, another one could be in the green, even though you give them the exact same strategy. So it's down to the trader, and it's down to the habits, the routine, the mental battles as well, which of course everyone will face different mental battles and a different at different strengths as well. Some people might be suffering with fear quite a lot, whereas another person will be suffering greed quite a lot, which will have two different effects in your trading. Dodger, yes, Miko, nice losses. I personally believe in trading. You have to be a good loser. Of course, Dodger. Of course. You have to be a very good loser in trading. And again, when I look at losing at the moment, I kind of just I'm very quick to forget about the losers. Long time ago, no, losers would definitely make me grit my teeth a little bit. But now when I take a loss, I'm very quick just to move on to the next one. And again, that takes time to kind of develop. I understand some people have a knack for it, where they kind of they're very okay to pick themselves up and keep going. But especially with like the losing streak I'm in now, I'm not really thinking about it too much, to be honest. I'm just 90% of my focus is on the next trade I'm about to take. Yeah, of course, it's uncomfortable a little bit to go through a losing streak, a few losses. Definitely, don't get me wrong, it's definitely not a good place. I'd much rather be on a winning streak, of course. But as you said, you have to be a good loser. You have to be a good loser, because very easily, you can take that pain from consecutive losses or losing streak drawdown, and you can go portray that in the markets and take some rubbish trades and just make everything 100% worse. So yeah, Dodger, I 100% agree with you there. Morg Doug, I'm in drawdown now on pound yen. Are you shorting pound yens, buying pound yen? What's going on? Give trades. Don't have a trade to give at the moment. Actually, I'll go through my watch list before I do wrap things up. But I'm not in trade at the moment. Okay, I'll go take a look at pound CHF, GU as well. What leverage do I use? Well, it depends. If you're talking about the funding pips, I don't even know what the funding pips leverage is. Is it 1 to 100 or 1 to 30? Can't even remember. I think it might be 1 to 30, 1 to 100, 1 to 100. I think funding pips. On my personal account, I'm pretty sure it's either 1 to 100, 1 to 200, or maybe 300. I'm not even sure. Can't even remember. I opened my personal account ages ago, so I can't even remember what leverage I'm trading. And again, I don't even need a lot of leverage either. Most of the time, only in one trade at a time anyway. So I don't normally trade for a lot of leverage, and my stop losses are pretty big in comparison to a lot of other people's stop losses. So I don't really need much leverage. Okay, so let me go through pound CHF and pound USD. So yeah, pound CHF, as discussed, I'm looking for some shorts for this one. Trading at a very nice level, huge level of support. Now time resistance. We've got this lovely channel here. I'm looking for a lower high for some sells, but I need price to crack the support, retest, and some shorts. So that's essentially what I'm looking for. Anything in this area here, I'm kind of just staying away from, because we could still break higher, we could still break lower. I'm waiting for price to commit in one direction, and then I'll of course reanalyze from that. But based on the higher time frames, based on the overall trend, which is very much the downside as well, I do favor the sells, but at the moment we're not quite seeing that. So I need price to break lower first. I'll look for some retest on 1.1, and then some shorts back down to the low here at 1.082. Pound USD, pretty straightforward for this one, seeing some nice higher highs and higher lows. Looking for the retest and continuations of that. We've got a lovely high here at 1.25. I think we can see a nice retest of that and some continuations. I'm looking at 1.26 up there. So that's kind of what I'm looking for pound USD. But my main focus for myself is NZD CAD. I really do like this one on a retest of 0.82721 and some buys back up to the high there. This is the top of the watch list for myself. I also like NZD USD as well, but I want that to kind of push a little bit higher first before I do look for the retest. But NZD USD, NZD CAD looks like really good buys to me. Dollar Swiss like a nice sell, but that one's a long way off for some opportunities. But I will definitely keep an eye out for that one. But yeah, top of the watch list, NZD CAD buy. Just need to see a nice little pullback for this one. Hopefully we do get it. And then I'll probably look to target either the wick high there on the risk reward, or maybe the high there. We will see. Um, where was I? You did that one. What's up, BaltFX? I'm late. I've missed a lot. Don't worry, the stream will be uploaded to YouTube. You can always scroll back through it if you want to see some analysis. And of course, I will be live again later today with Trader Nick on his stream to cover FOMC around 6 p.m. I think UK time. So I'll post the link. I'll post the link to that stream when it does go live with him on my Telegram channel. So make sure you are in that. Yeah. Funding pips is 1 to 100. Yeah, sounds about right. I got a shoe catcher on Nick's channel, bro. Respect for everything. No problem. See you in a bit, Sculpt TFX. Appreciate it. And so I think that when you have already made a lot of money through trading and you already have a lot of money saved in the bank, you will care less about the industry. Yeah, 100%, of course, 100%. You know, when you're kind of reliant on trading to make money for the month or for whatever, then yeah, 100% trading will be a lot more emotional. And of course, and even when you've got like another job or another source of income completely outside of trading, you know, people who've had like careers in, I don't know, whatever, they've worked, maybe they're in their 40s or 30s or 50s or whatever, and they start trading, you know, with them, they've already kind of had a career that kind of made their money, that kind of got streams of income elsewhere. So when they come into trading, they definitely will, of course, have some challenges along the way. But from a money perspective, you know, it's not like it's be all and end all. Like they've got something to fall back on, and they're probably just experimenting with trading. A lot of those people will probably perform a lot better than people who are just trying to jump into trading, kind of maybe fresh from school or university or college or whatever, or trying to shift jobs pretty quickly, because they're a lot kind of reliant on trading to be an instant success. Whereas a lot of people who are a little bit older, who've already got things going on, they've kind of already experienced that. So if trading's a success, great. If it's not, they're not too bothered either way, as long as they're not, you know, losing their life savings. You know, they're going to be in a comfortable place as well. But yeah, I have to agree. You know, if you're relying on trading, you know, to make money from a month to month perspective, it's a slippery slope 100%, because not every month is going to be a good month. You know, you have to be understanding that with trading, it's ups and downs, just like with investing as well as ups and downs. You can't expect to perform consistently at a certain level indefinitely. You're going to experience downtimes, and you have to be prepared for that. Expecting big reaction from FOMC potentially. It's FOMC minutes, so it's not the actual FOMC. Let me go double check on my FX book. So yeah, it's the FOMC minutes, which sometimes causes a bit of movement. Sometimes doesn't really cause anything really. Sometimes we just see a bit of wicks here and there, up and down. But in terms of, you know, setting a direction and really flying, like we saw with CPI, like we saw for NFP not too long ago, I don't think we'll see anything like that with this one at FOMC minutes. I think we'll see a bit of ruckus, bit of wicks here up and down. I'm not expecting anything too crazy, but then I did say that for CPI, and of course CPI was crazy a couple of weeks ago. I said I expect a bit of movement for CPI, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, CPI was big, so I could be completely wrong again with this one. But I think it's just important just to make sure that your approach to, you know, big news events is consistent. You know, are you looking to close your trades before? Are you happy to hold trades through? You know, these are questions you have to ask yourself beforehand. So when you are approached with certain scenarios like this, with FOMC coming out later, you know exactly what you're going to do for it. But yeah, I don't expect anything too big from it. That's my personal opinion. But again, I could be completely wrong. So if you are trading this, yeah, be aware. I'm not in any trades at the moment. Levels life. I'm not in any trades at the moment. What is oil doing? Okay, I'll finish off with oil. Coin Bureau. So yeah, oil, I'm looking at a bigger move higher for this guy. We've come into a very, very big level on the higher time frames here. And I'm expecting to see a little bit of a bump to the upside for oil. However, everything has been pretty bearish. So I need the market structure to shift first before I can expect oil to go higher. If we can get back above this low here on the left and start breaking some structure to the upside, then I do think we can get some nice buys and a retest of this area here, 77.8. But at the moment, oil is still pretty bearish to me and could easily still sell off again. So yeah, I'm waiting for some buys with oil. But I want to see us get back above this low, and then I would anticipate more upside. And targets, I was pointing out this low here, which is trading around 82. That's like a solid place to take some profit at, where we potentially could sell off as well. So we need to be careful of that. But in the meantime, if we can get back above 78, I think there could be some nice buys to be had back into 82. So some short-term buys for that one. For CAD Yen, I just said I'm looking for price to clear the consolidation. So CAD Yen is at some lows here right now, but well and truly it's consolidating, and I don't really like to trade consolidating markets. I want price to either commit to the downside, and then I can look to take my trades, or break to the upside and I'll take my trades above it. In these areas, I stay away. It's not really where my edge lies. My edge lies in trending conditions. This is sideways conditions. So I'm staying away. But if you're looking at trading CAD Yen, it's not a bad place to pick up some longs. We could potentially see a move like we have seen previously. So it's not a bad place to pick up some buys. But for me, I'm looking for trends. So I want price to start breaking through. And then that's when I look take my sells. And targets to the downside will be down at the lows here. So that's kind of what I'm looking for CAD Yen. We're expecting a big high right now. Let's see if we can break the low and come back down to 104, 105-ish. So that's kind of my thought process. But yeah, guys, we have come up to the end of the stream. Like I did mention, I will be live again later today with Trader Nick on his channel, and we'll be covering FOMC. So if you want to see what happens, feel free to check out that stream. I'll leave a link to that stream when it does go live on my Telegram channel. So make sure you do pop in, do check it out. Of course, I will go through my pairs I'm looking at as well. So I'll kind of update you if anything is going on, if I take any trades, or if something changes, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming to the stream. Please be sure to drop a like if you have enjoyed it, found it useful. Make sure you do subscribe as well to the channel if you're finding the content useful as well, helping out your trading, informative, educational. Please be sure to show some love on the stream as well, and make sure, of course, you hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. But guys, thank you so much for coming onto the channel. I really do appreciate it. I will be live again tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday on my channel as normal, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So I will catch you all there. Appreciate Anis for moderating the stream. But yeah, I'll catch you all tomorrow or later today.
What?